we doing, guys? Welcome to another Friday Waffle. Hope you're all doing well. What have I got to talk about today? I've got the usual list of just completely random kind of gaming related things. Firstly, what have I been up to this week or these past 7 days? I was at our retro club on Wednesday, and one of the guys, Ian, set up he had a projector with a PC linked up to it, and he was playing. Well, he wasn't playing himself. He was had a 4-player gauntlet. He'd been watching my Arcade Perfect, my arse thing, and he set up this thing. Absolutely amazing. Unfortunately, I never actually got a chance to actually play it, but it looked incredible playing the 4-player gauntlet on this big sort of, I don't know, 6-7 foot screen. So that was well wicked. What else have I got? I think I've actually written down a few things what I've been doing. Obviously, when you get to my age, guys, your memory starts to go, so you need to write things down. Yeah, computer club. What else? If anybody happened to watch my hardware look at the Game King, which was basically a knockoff Japanese Game Boy Advance wannabe, except it was shite. It didn't even have the resolution of the Game Boy. I did a look at that a couple of weeks ago. I actually bought that off a guy at the computer club who's selling up his collection. I thought it looked really impressive, you know, really collectible. So I bought that plus 9 games, and unfortunately the first time I used it was when I did my my hardware look at video, and I realised what a crock of piss it was. You couldn't physically see the screen. So I decided to offload. Now, I'm one of these people that, as I've said on many occasions, I don't buy, you know, gaming stuff just to have. I buy it to play. I'm not really interested in buying things just to sit on a shelf and never get used. So when I found out that Game King was virtually unplayable because you couldn't adjust the contrast enough to actually see the damn thing, I decided to get rid of it. So what I did was I said to the guy that I bought it from, I mean, he done it for a decent price. I said to him, I gave him the option to take it back, you know, and just give me back my money. But he said no. He says, look, stick it on eBay, see how you get on. So I put it on eBay. What did I put it on? Now, I paid £25 for it. So what I thought was I would start an auction with a reserve of 25. Now, what I didn't realise until I tried that was it's a minimum £50 reserve, so which is a bit crap. So I then put it up for buy it now. Was it 50 quid? Didn't get anywhere. Didn't get any. I didn't even get any watchers or anything. So then I put it back up. What did I do? Did I put it back up? Yeah, I put it back up. Starting price £20. Thinking, well, if I even get one bid, then I've almost got my money back. Left it for a few days, didn't get anywhere with it. So then I ended up putting it up, buy it now, £30 I think it was. Didn't get anywhere. Now, oddly enough, I did notice one sold, I think it was last month, for 70 quid. It had, I think, a couple more games, but it wasn't boxed and that kind of stuff. So it's obvious that there are people out there who would pay good money for these kind of things. Just not me, you know. You know, I mean, I put in my auction, you know, please be aware of what you're buying, because what I didn't want to happen was for somebody to buy this gaming console for some kid's birthday thinking, oh, they're going to love this, it's got all these games, and when they get it home they find out they can't even see the bloody screen because it's that pish. So yeah, but I'm quite sure there is a collector out there somewhere who would have bitten my hand off for one of these things for the price I was asking. But it wasn't for me, so yeah, I got rid of it. So Bill kindly gave me my £25 back. Now, rather than give me my money back, I told him I would just take some stuff off to make up the money. So it's a kind of mini pick-up video thing. So for my £25, I got, this was after playing my mashup, Wipeout 2097 on the PS1. It's got the manual, a chunky manual, and it's obviously got the disc as well. Box is in decent condition. So yeah, I played the what did I play? I played Wipeout 3. I did a mashup of it, and I was surprised at how good it stood up Now I know that this is supposedly the best version, so superb. Also got this. I bought this game back in the day when I first got my GameCube, and I didn't have the GameCube for very long. I sold it for the PS2, but I've now got it back as Luigi's Mansion. I think Bill was wanting, was it £6 or something for it? So yeah, again, it's got the instructions and it's got the disc. So next two games, again inspired by a recent Arcade Perfect thing I did, was these two games, Outrun 2 and Outrun 2006. That was the sequel to this one. I'm not quite sure what the difference is. I think, was this more kind of online? I mean, it does say online enabled, I suppose. Well, that one says online enabled as well, so I'm really not too sure. I mean, looking at the screens, I think they're very, very similar, but I think this was like £2.50 and that was £2 or something. So yeah, I've got these as well. And the last thing that I got for my £25 were these. Anybody that's been to any of the sort of retro conventions, your replays and that kind of stuff, or that goes to these shows, are probably aware of a guy called Chris Wilkins. I actually bought my first MAME cap of Chris. Chris came up with magazines called Retro Fusion. Now there was only 4 came out. Quite a thin magazine, but it's actually, it looks quite a cool production. It came out in 2005, I think it was. So yeah, that was the first one. You can actually see the quality grew as they continued. This is, what number's that? It's number 3, I think it was. Next one was, there's number 2. Now what I like about these is it's not just gaming. It goes on about football, Subbuteo, Rubik's Cube, that kind of stuff. So yep, got that. Got the third one there, and I got the latest one. I say latest, it was the last one. You can see there, it's a lot. The actual quality inside, it's really, really nice. So yeah, I got these. So these 4 magazines plus all these games for my £25. While I'm on about pickups, anybody that's heard of Oculus Rift is no doubt probably aware of Google Cardboard, which is a headset you put together, and using the power of a Google phone you can get a kind of 3D effect. Now, one of the guys at the club brought his along, and I was so impressed with it I sent off for my own one. £6 from Japan. So here it is. Now it probably looks ridiculously laughable, but it's really, really, really effective. Unfortunately, this particular one, I mean, you can see there your nose goes inside like so, so you look like Darth Vader. This particular one, the lenses are, you basically, it's blurred. What happens is you put your phone inside here, you put your Google phone inside here, and you peer through, and you actually use this magnet, believe it or not. That actually allows you to control the app in the phone itself. Yeah, this one doesn't work properly, but I actually got an email from, or a message from the sellers asking me, or they basically told me that they had a few complaints, and how did I find my one, did it work okay, and if not they would send me another one. So I did tell them, I said, look, to be honest with you, I says, it doesn't work, but I mean for £6 I wasn't going to bother, so they've kindly agreed to send me a new one. So yeah, that's going to be coming soon. So yeah, it's good fun, £6. I'll post a link to the seller on eBay. I mean, it's not the official Google Cardboard, but you know what, it does the trick. And I have actually tried the same one from my mate at the computer club, and it works brilliantly. So yeah, I'll stick the link down below. So yeah, that's kind of what I have been up to. My pickups. Yep. What have I been playing? I was playing quite a bit of the MAME cab on at the computer club. It was my mate's. He built himself a MAME cab, so he took his along. So I was caning Robotron 2084. I've got to confess, my MAME cab, I don't know why, it's not been getting used much in the last fortnight. I think I played it so much when I got it. I wouldn't say I sickened myself of it, but I played it virtually non-stop for about a fortnight, and then in the last 2 weeks I've hardly played it. I've just not had the inclination to really switch it on. But saying that, I was playing it last night. I was playing some Robotron. Didn't do too well, but I'll need to get back into that. But the one game that I have been playing a lot is Wolfenstein: The New Order on the Xbox 360. It's brilliant. It's basically, it's kind of a basic first-person shooter. And I like that. It's got a fantastic atmosphere. It's set in the 60s and sort of, well, it's set in the 60s, but you're obviously fighting the Nazis, and they've got a bit supernatural, kind of robotic, gothic stuff going on. I love the whole atmosphere of these games. So I'm probably about 2-3 hours into it at the moment. Really, really good fun. When I say it's basic, there's not hundreds of controls. It's fairly simple. You know, you've got your weapons, you've got your grenades. There's not any special moves or any of that kind of pish, so it's easy to pick up and kind of get stuck into. So yeah, I've been playing a lot of that. The New Order, Castle Wolfenstein, or Wolfenstein I should say, The New Order on the 360. So yeah, I'm going to stop this video here just now, guys, because it always cuts out after it reaches 2 gig in size, so I'll be back in 2. Okay, right, back again. Topics for this waffle. Right, have you ever acquired tech, retro tech, anything like that, from an unlikely source? Have you ever found anything lying outside? Now I'll tell you, this, you know what, I can't even remember his name. Hang on a little second. I feel pretty bad. This, oh, you know, I've not even got my phone to check it. There was a YouTuber, he made a video about, he picked up some stuff from a recycling centre, and that got me thinking about this. Has there ever been any situation whereby you've picked up stuff from an unlikely source? I've got a couple of examples. There's a recycling centre up in Livingston where I come from. It's 10 minutes from the house, and like all these places, you can take, you know, your wooden stuff, garden refuge, rubbish, whatever, white goods, car tyres. They've got a big container that's that contains electronic goods. And I'm asking the question here: have you ever picked up anything? And this isn't going to sound right. Just bear with me. So anyway, I was in there. I was taking up a TV actually, and actually spotted an NES system complete with a couple of joysticks or joypads. Unfortunately, the guy said I couldn't take it, and I said, well, why not? I said, it's going to be getting flung out, and apparently it's down to health and safety. If they allowed somebody to take away an electronic device from a recycling centre and said person got electrocuted, they could then turn around and try and basically sue the council. So yeah, I wasn't allowed to take it. So that's what I meant. I didn't actually, it wasn't a success, that one. I could have got myself an NES with a couple of joysticks or joypads, but they wouldn't allow me to take it. I know a mate of mine's, he found a PS2 and an Xbox in a skip, and he duly climbed into the skip, took them home, gave them a wash down, and they work absolutely perfect. So yeah, the only thing that I've ever actually found outside, I've got a couple of dogs, and I take them on this sort of similar route when I'm walking them, and one day I noticed there was an old portable TV sitting on top of a bin. So I thought, well, I'm a bit cheeky to just go and lift it. I thought I better leave it just in case maybe somebody's just left it there to pick up later on or something. So I left it a couple of days, and I was back out, it was a couple of days later, and it was raining, and sure enough this TV was still sitting on top of this bin. So I took it, brought it back home, gave it a dry down, left it overnight to kind of dry out. Works absolutely perfect. So yeah, buy myself a nice CRT TV. It's only a wee 14-inch colour, but it's the only CRT TV that I've actually got. So yeah, that was nice. The only other one, which again it didn't actually come to anything, but you know, it's one of these things. If you could get a loan of TARDIS and go back in time, or you know, Michael J. Fox's DeLorean and go back in time, I would go back to 1987. Summer of 1987, I was going to a place called Burnt Island with, pardon me, a couple of mates, and lo and behold we happened to see a Galaxian arcade cab lying at the side of the road. True story. But the thing is, I can remember seeing it and we kind of laughed, oh look at that. The thing is, back then, you know, I had a Commodore 64 which blew away a Galaxian cab. You know, it's easy in hindsight to think, oh, how stupid you must have been to not take it. But back in 1987, I was not interested in playing Galaxian. I had better versions on my Commodore 64. You know, I was playing stuff like Beachhead 2 and, you know, Impossible Mission, which blew Galaxian away. So yeah, back then it wasn't something I was interested in. But with hindsight, you know, I would have driven home, got a trailer, gone back, put the bloody cab on the back of the trailer and brought it home. But yeah, I never did because I wasn't interested at that point in time. The only other occasion where I've managed to pick up something, and it's not like rubbish or that, I was at a mate's house I hadn't seen for years and years and years, maybe I don't know 10 years ago, and I happened to notice, I was in his room, I happened to notice an Astro Wars. He had it sitting on a shelf, and I said, oh Christ, I've not seen one of them for a long time. He went, I found it up in my loft. I said, oh brilliant. He says, look, take it if you want. So I did. So that's what kick-started my LCD collection, getting this Astro Wars for nothing. So yeah, that was good. So I think that's that topic, chaps. Let's see what else. And as you know, with these waffles, I just shoot for the hip. I just think up random kind of topics to talk about. The next one is magazine related. It's Retro Gamer magazine. What do you think about it? Now, I remember seeing the original Retro Gamer magazine. It was on the shelves. Christ, it's probably, you know what? It's probably about 9. It must be. In fact, I don't know what we're up to now. It must be about 8, 9 years old, maybe more. Don't know. But I remember picking it up. I was in W.H. Smith and I saw it and I picked the magazine up, and it was like, wow, this is just like, you know, the old days of Zap and Crash magazine. So I bought it and right away I subscribed to it, and I've now got every copy. Now, I don't want to be too critical because I think what these guys have actually done is incredible. You know, they've gone a lot of bother to get a lot of interviews, and there's a lot of information that's in Retro Gamer that, you know, I simply never knew. But I find, I mean, to kind of put it into context, when Retro Gamer, when it arrived, when it dropped through my letterbox, I would read it that night, and I'd read it from cover to cover, and you know, it was read within the first day. Now, I think I've got about 6 that I've not even opened. I've just not had any real inclination to open them. I personally find that there's less and less content in them that's interesting me. You know, I mean, it is, don't get me wrong, I suppose the more time that goes on, the more systems become retro. So, you know, the PlayStation 2, Xbox are technically classed as retro, but I find that the material that interests me is getting less and less and less. So I'm not going to knock the magazine because I mean, a few of my mates, they write articles for it, you know, and it's a professionally put together magazine. But I just find now, I tend to find that I'll be flicking through it, and there's a couple of sections, like it's sort of like you know, this day in 1987, and it'll tell you the top 10 music singles, top 10 games in each platform and that kind of stuff. I like that section. Occasionally you'll get a making of that interests me, but all too often I find there's features in it that just I've not got any interest, and I tend to find that as I get to the back of the magazine, I end up just flicking through. So I find that if I do read it, I can pretty much read it. I'm maybe only reading a third of the magazine. So I know what you're probably saying. You're saying, well, why do you keep buying it? It's an interesting question. I buy it because I've got every single one so far. I know after about 6 months, the original issue 1 was going for silly money. there was actually people selling them on eBay for like 150 quid. So yeah, I've got a full collection of them. I mean, it must be, I don't know, how many, 130 or something now? I've no idea exactly how many it was. I know the 100th edition came out maybe last year. When they actually reissued, they actually gave you a free issue 1 again. Although I'm glad to see it does actually say that it's not the original one, because I'd have been gutted because I've got the original and, you know, they reprinted it. So yeah, it is a good magazine, but I just find that there's less and less in it now. I mean, I says hats off to, you know, is it Darren Jones? He's the editor. I mean, he does a fantastic job, but I just find that there's less and less in it that interests me now. And there's some little silly part of me wishes that they would actually decide, right, that's it, enough's enough, this is the last issue, so I could then say I've got a complete collection of them, if that makes any sense. But then, you know what, if they weren't making it, if they did do that, then we'd be back to not having a magazine. I mean, I do like, it's the only magazine I actually buy these days. I don't buy any current magazines at all. So yeah, I'm probably kind of biting off my nose to spite my face here. As much as I want it to end, I know if they didn't make it, I would probably miss it, which sounds a bit stupid. So yeah, don't know. Just what's your thoughts on Retro Gamer? It says it's a fantastic collection of nostalgia and information. I mean, if they put it all together, they could actually take all the information that's in all the magazines and stick it in a book, and it would be a pretty much, I wouldn't say definitive, but it's a pretty comprehensive snapshot of basically 1980s, 1990s video games. So yeah, let me know your thoughts, guys. What do you think of Retro Gamer magazine? As I said, I still subscribe to it. It still drops through the letterbox every month, but I just find I'm not, the fact that I've got about 6 unopened kind of tells its own story. So yeah, give me your thoughts on that, guys. I'm going to stop this back in the tick. Okay, right, moving on. Right, this next thing is kind of again, it's followed on from, I did a question for the community about what's your favourite genre and your least favourite genre. Now this one here is there a gaming genre which you miss, which is no longer kind of made on current machines? I was thinking about this. Now, as I mentioned in the other video, my favourite genre is shoot 'em ups. There are still some shoot 'em ups coming out. I mean, you've got like Resogun, Resogun, that's what it's called, yep, on the PS4. So there's a lot of indie companies bringing out shoot 'em ups as well, but kind of bullet hell, vertical shooters, it's not a genre that's particularly popular anymore, which is a shame, because I really do enjoy that type of game. I mean, I know you can get them on the Dreamcast and things, but you know, I'm talking about current consoles here. It's not a, I mean, back in the day, back in the 80s, you know, arcade games were pretty much sort of, you know, sideways scrollers or shoot 'em ups. I mean, shoot 'em ups were obviously the original type of arcade game, your Space Invaders, your Galaxian. So yeah, shooters were very, very common in the 8-bit sort of era, and even I suppose in the 16-bit as well, but then they started to kind of fade off, and you know, with sort of like the 32-bit, the PlayStation, PS2, etc., there's not quite so many, but with current consoles now, they are few and far between, so I miss the shoot 'em ups. Another genre which I miss greatly is the joystick waggler. Absolutely love the joystick wagglers. I mean, I'm a massive fan of Track and Field, Hyper Sports, Daley Thompson's Decathlon, Activision Decathlon. I love these games. I realise that they're pretty, what's the word for it? They're quite simplistic games. You know, people have moved on. I mean, you know, you just have to. I was watching, changing the subject a wee bit, I was watching a trailer for Grand Theft Auto 5 on the PS4, and oh my god, you need to be prepared to be blown away. that will be a game that I will absolutely buy on day one. It just looks absolutely astonishing. So yeah, when people are knocking out games like Grand Theft Auto 5, why is anybody going to want to play a joystick waggler? You know, I can understand that, but that's a genre that I enjoyed, so I do miss that. Other ones, what else? What was I going to say? I mean, you had text adventures. I was never a text adventure fan, but again, sadly, that's kind of died a death. But then, you know, you can now, rather than play a game just with typing commands, you can actually live it. You know what I mean? So it'd be interesting if somebody actually came up with a text adventure called Grand Theft Auto 5. That would be quite interesting. So yeah. So what other kind of platforms do you miss? One other one, I've just literally said it, is platform games. A fellow YouTuber mentioned Bounty Bob Strikes Back. That's a classic Atari and Commodore 64 platform game. Amazing game. I mean, Miner 2049er, which was the original game before Bounty Bob, inspired Matthew Smith to go and write Manic Miner. So yeah, I love traditional platform games. You know, the games that you had to be pixel perfect. I do know there's a few games out in the Xbox 360, the sort of the indie games similar to that. But again, you know, I'm probably, because I'm a bit of an old bugger, my taste in games are fairly simplistic compared to what you've got now, and that's probably why, pardon me, that's probably why the majority of gaming tends to be on old systems, because I like the simple challenge of these games. So yeah, is there any genre that you would love that just doesn't really get made anymore that you would love to see again? I can't think of anything else. Yeah, so anyway, that's that one. I'm just going to stop this again, guys, because I'm not too sure if the battery's going to run out. Back in a tick. Okay, right, a couple more topics to go, guys. I've no idea how long this waffle is actually going on for. This is a thing I've been thinking about. Now, I know people, YouTubers, do pickup videos. One thing that I've not seen now, as I touched on, I think, in last week's waffle, I'm thinking about starting to sell off duplicate systems. I mean, I've got systems in the loft which I've never played since I bought them. So I'm thinking about kind of downsizing my collection a wee bit, just basically getting rid of all the stuff that I don't ever play. Now, what got me thinking was, would it not be interesting to actually, if people made for sale videos or swap shop videos? You know, why don't YouTubers start putting a video up, showing the stuff they've got, you know, either with a price or saying, you know, make me an offer type thing, or even saying, look, I've got I don't know, a Dreamcast here and I would really like a GameCube. You know, give people the opportunity to maybe say, oh, we could swap. So kind of like a swap shop type video thing. I'm thinking that would work. I mean, you don't even have to, you wouldn't have to be a YouTuber to actually buy stuff. I mean, you know, if I made one myself, then maybe some of the people that watch my videos might say, I really fancy that, you know, and they can contact me and buy stuff. So yep, I don't know, does that go against YouTube regulations, selling stuff on YouTube? Maybe it does, I'm not too sure actually. I'll need to look into that. So that, you know what, that may well be the reason this doesn't exist. I mean, I can understand them not allowing, you know, commercially people to sort of, you know, have a business type thing, but if we did it along the lines of swapping stuff, then I don't know if that would be a problem or not. But give me your thoughts, guys. What do you think? Could we have a kind of a swap shop for sale type video thing that sort of people could put together? Because I mean, I've got a lot of stuff there, and I must admit, you know, right now you've got two options to sell stuff. eBay, which is a bloody palaver, you know. I mean, it's more hassle than it's worth. By the time you take fees off and that kind of shite, you know, you're left with very little. Then you've got the problem of, you know, selling something which you know is fine, and then somebody comes up and, oh, it's damaged, whatever it is. So yeah, I try and avoid eBay as much as possible. And the other one is Gumtree. But again, it's just, I find I've put stuff up there in the past and you just find it doesn't go. Whereas, you know, the people, the stuff that I'm going to sell, I know that the people that are going to watch this video are going to be interested in. It's a captive audience. So that might be an idea, a kind of swap shop for sale type video. So I'll maybe do a wee bit of research just in case there is some kind of small print in YouTube that actually stops these kind of videos being put together. But interested to hear what you think, guys. Is it something that we should do? Let me know. Cool. And only a couple more, guys. Right, that's that one. Before I forget now, I'm actually going to make a wee kind of video for this, but as of this morning I noticed my subs went to 200. So mental. I'm absolutely delighted. Absolutely delighted. So, you know, I just really want to take the opportunity to thank everybody who supported me. I've been making these videos, I think it was November, December last year, so I'm only about 10 months in, so 200 subs, that isn't too bad. I mean, that's 20 a month. It's amazing how, I mean, I remember I had 70 subs and Steve Benway gave me a shout out, and I think it pushed up to about 80, or in fact slightly more. I think I got about 25 kind of new subs off the back of Steve's shout out. So I mean, that was about 95, and it's amazing just over that period how 2 or 3 every couple of weeks, whatever, it soon goes up. So, you know, I would never have believed that I could have 200 subs in such a short time. But like I say, it's down to you guys keeping me going. I mean, you know, I really appreciate all the comments, all the feedback you give me. You know, the support in this community is fantastic. It's what makes this work. If it wasn't for other people helping each other out, then we simply wouldn't have this. So thank you every one of you who's either ever watched a video, commented, liked, subbed, you know, especially. Thank you. And just to finish off, guys, talking about shout outs, I mean, I don't really feel that I'm a sizable enough channel to really make a difference to anybody, but you know what, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do my first shout out. I've never done one before, for the simple reason is, when you've only got a handful of viewers, then what's the point of giving somebody a shout out, because it's not going to make any difference. But hopefully, you know, I've got 200 subs, so hopefully some of you guys could help this guy out. The guy's name is, I'm not too sure what his first name is, but his YouTube name is Amigaoldskool. That's Amiga, then Old School, SKOOL. I'm going to put his a link to his channel down below. I've been watching him the last couple of weeks. He's not got a lot of videos, he's got about 20-30 videos so far. I think he's been going for about 6 months. He seems like a really cool, chilled out guy. He's obviously, the step for a hint is in the name, Amiga. Most of his videos are Amiga based, especially alien breeds. But he's done other videos, he's done gameplay with commentaries, and he's done some pickup videos. But he seems like a really cool guy, and you know what, I mean, I think he's got about 70 odd subs at the moment. I completely understand how difficult it is to kind of get known, because at the end of the day, you know, when you're a small fish, for people to find you, it's difficult. It's like a catch-22. So you do need the support of other people. So if I can possibly help him get a couple more subs, then fantastic. So please go check him out. He seems like a really decent guy. His videos are interesting. So go check him out. So like I say, his name is Amigaoldskool, but I'll stick his video channel down below. So anyway, guys, I think I've covered every topic. Yep, looks like it. Anyway, this is probably, I've waffled on long enough. So as usual, I appreciate you watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, whatever you want. Please also bear in mind I'm on Twitter. I've now managed to get my followers up a wee bit, so hopefully that's going to give me a wee bit more kind of exposure, if that's the right word to use. So anyway, guys, I'm going to, before the dogs kick off, I can hear them barking, so obviously somebody's come to the door. I'm going to shoot away. Have a great weekend. If you're watching this on Friday, have a great weekend. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you soon.